Radio check. All right. It appears we are 5 by 5. Hello. It has been 2 months since I've been able to stream. Life has gotten a little bit on the complicated side, and flight instructing by itself wasn't really paying the bills, so I had to pick up a second job, and I've just been extremely busy working pretty constantly, if I could speak. So I do apologize that I haven't streamed in so long. Kind of stinks too, because I began this sunny August event, running a bunch of Sun Country Airlines flights through the month of August to celebrate the last full month of summer, and it got very interrupted by life. But even though it's October, today we're gonna finish the sunny August tour with, my classic favorite flight, because it's personal to me, Minneapolis to Buffalo, and try and get back in the groove of flight sim and, flying the airliners and the PMDG and everything like that. How often will I be able to stream? I'm very unsure at this point, because I am still very busy, but things are slowly coming together. We just have to figure it out. Wing it. But anyway, we're back for tonight, and we are doing our last Sun Country flight for a while. Classic Buffalo to Minneapolis, or Minneapolis to Buffalo, excuse me. And if there's enough time at the end of the stream, I might throw in a little bonus something. We'll see. Right. So let's get into it. Let's do this. It's been a while, so forgive me if I'm slow, or if I'm very messy with how this all operates. Okay? Alright, so we are loaded in a cold and dark 737-800. Alright, so we'll come up to the top to begin with. We'll get some power to the aircraft if we can see it, which is right there, looks like. Good. Arm the emergency lights. We'll close that guard as well. Cool. Let's go ahead and get some panel lights all going. Get these circuit breaker lights up as well. Come down here to the bottom. Oh, I already forgot the camera settings, so that should be fun. There we go. And then we'll get the main panel on the pilot and co-pilot side up. Alright. So coming up here, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the left forward fuel pump for the APU. We're going to go to APU gen to make sure we're getting some power, and when we turn that on, and let's go ahead and start the APU. And we're going to wait for the EGT to spike up to let us know that the APU is starting, and then wait for the APU gen to become available. And actually, while we're doing that, I'm just going to turn this dome light to dim to make sure we have some light when we turn on the generator, because the standby lights are all going to shut off. And if we don't have the dome light on, we won't be able to see. And we are on VATSIM today. Live on VATSIM. And I'm just checking. Minneapolis is not online, nor is Cleveland Center. So it looks like right now we won't have ATC along the way, but we'll keep it on just in case. Hope for the greatest. Alright, so the APU gen has become available to us. We have lights. We have positive amps, so we are getting a positive charge. Good. Come over to the top here. We're going to switch our IRSs to nav mode, and then flip this little knob to heading status to see how long it's going to take for the IRSs to align. Which it looks like 9 minutes. Cool. And then one thing I did forget to do before we turned the battery on was verify that the thrust levers were idle. Reversers were stowed, speed brakes are stowed, and flaps are up, so that's good. But Should have done that before turning the battery on. Alright. And we'll get myself on the screen as we begin our normal flows here. Gonna get the flight plan on standby here so I can see it once we get to that part. Alright, so we're gonna go up, down, left to right and do our flows here. Been a while, so you'll have to forgive me. Flight controls are all in the on and guarded position. We're looking good there. Standby hydraulics, the lights are extinguished. Spoilers are, looks like on and guarded. Good. Alternate flaps are off and guarded. Cool. Yaw damper, we're going to keep off for now. Navigation is all in the normal position. Love to see that. The displays are, the source is auto. Control panel is normal. Love to see it. Of course, the engine valves are all closed because we're not doing anything yet. Good. Fuel pumps, left forward is on for the APU, and that's all we need. For the AC, the cabin utility is on, and the IFE pass seat AC is on as well. That's good. Standby power, we got the disconnect switches closed and guarded. That's good. Oh, so that's the battery disconnects, and then the standby power is in the auto position and guarded, it looks like. Cool. Ground power we're not using, so we don't need that. We turned on the APU gen. We're looking good. EGT for the APU is looking normal, so that's good. Wipers, it's not raining here in Minneapolis, so we don't need that. We're looking good there. Lights are set. Good. Equipment, cooling, both are in the normal position. You love to see it. Emergency lights are on and guarded, or armed and guarded, excuse me. Seatbelt signs can come on, so the passengers fasten their seatbelts. Test the flight attendant call button and the ground call. Yeah, you can hear it. It's on there. Cool. Alright, window heats are all coming to the on position. Probe heats can stay off for now. Interesting. I thought that was, there was an auto for that. Maybe it changes per aircraft. Alright, anti-ice is in the off position, good. Hydraulic pumps can stay off for now. We're going to test the cockpit voice recorder. Look for the green light, which we got. Excellent. Cabin pressure, everything is zeroed because we're on the ground. That's good. Voice recorder is in the auto position. The packs, oh yeah, probably should turn the packs on. Get the APU bleed on, and we'll regulate the temperature in the cabin. Looking about 70 degrees, which is good. Nice solid room temperature. My salt valve is open, that's fine for now. Our cruise altitude today, I do believe, is 35,000 feet. Yes, it is. Flight level 350, so we're going to tune that up there. 350. And the landing altitude is going to be 750. I just shot way past it. Up, and you know what? The logo light can come on, and the position lights can be on steady, so our nav lights are on. Let's go in the external view and confirm. Look at that, we got nav lights. They're on, everyone knows we're powered up. Sweet. Oh, we got the Tide Pod livery right next to us there, that's cool. Funny story about this plane, 809 Sierra Yankee. This plane actually was repainted to look into Minnesota Gophers colors. So for anyone who didn't know that, 809, the current livery we're flying, is now Minnesota Gophers colors, which is really cool. I definitely want to see if I can update that and get those colors for myself, because that would be pretty neat. Alright, cool. So we're going to test the flap lights. Those are all good. Sweet. We have 5 more minutes for the IRSs to align, which is fine. They are in nav mode and aligning as well. Surface interphone we don't need. Engine reverser lights are off. The EECs, if I could speak, are on. Good. Lights extinguished out here. Crew oxygen is above 15. Passenger oxygen is normal and guarded. Lights extinguished. 3 greens for the landing gear. Flight recorder is normal and guarded. Test the Mach airspeed warning. Both work there. And stall warning. And they both work. Look at that. Alright, so we're going to come down here to the throttle quadrant, and we're just going to test the fault in op test. So the lights come on, that's good, and the overheat fire. We have lights and bells. Cool. And the fire extinguishers are all green. Cool. Sweet. Go to the lower panel here. Everything looks fine on the radios for now. We'll set that up in a little bit. We'll test the cargo fire. Everything's good there. Everything on the radar is just fine for now. We are on VATSIM, so we'll just go straight to TA-RA on the ground. And Auto ATC did send us something, and we're looking to squawk 2447. So let's go ahead and put that in our transponder, 2447. Look at that, 2447. And good. All of our trims are looking neutral. That's good. Radio stack on the right side is fine. Stab trim is normal and guarded. The flight deck door stuff is in op, so we don't really have to worry about that. We could check the emergency gear extend. Look at that. 3 of them are down there. And sweet. Alright. We're looking good. And we'll get off of this view and we'll run left to right here. So first things first is I do want to set the altimeter. And the current altimeter at Minneapolis is 3024. So we're going to set 3024. Like so. Good there. Everything else is fine. Autopilot, we'll set our climb speed for, we're going to do, we'll do 180. I usually did the V2 plus 5 or round it up or whatever, but 180. I always find that I go faster than that speed before I even get close to turning the autopilot on, so we'll just do 180 for now. Runway heading, what are the winds here? They are 330 at 7, so we're definitely expecting the 3 zeros. So we'll drag that over, 300. Oh, it should be 301. 301, that's runway heading, good. With no ATC online, we are going to go straight to our cruise altitude, which is 35,000 feet. Almost. Alright, flight level 350, cool. Alright, so our DUs are all in the normal position. Let's go ahead and give our auto throttle and autopilot lights a test. Annunciator's good. Test all the lights. Look at that, they all work. N1 set and speed ref is all in the auto position, good. The MFD is where we want it. Fuel flow is at rate, fine. Auto brake is off for now. Flaps are up. 3 greens on the landing gear. Gear lever is down. Brake pressure we'll get when we turn the hydraulic pumps on. Let's go ahead and throw annunciator lights on the right side. Those work. NDUs on the right side are in the normal position. Cool, love to see it. And everything's good here. It is nighttime, so we're just going to turn these screens down to give us a better view outside, because we are humans and things do get dim outside if we have too much light inside. We'll get that standby instrument a little darker as well. Good. Alright, now we're looking better for night flight. Cool. And let's go up top, see what the IRSs are doing. 0 minutes. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead to our FMC here. And now we can start putting in everything that we need to put in. Alright. Enter IRS position. That is what I am doing right now. Alright. So everything looks good. The model is 737-800. The AirX cycle is up to date. Engine rating 26K. I believe that's correct. Position in it, good. Reference airport, we are at KMSP, Minneapolis, St. Paul. But we are going to pull next page, GPS left, copy that, go to previous page, and that is going to be our position in net. Good. So we're going to go to the route here. KMSP is loaded on the bottom left corner. So we'll just put that in origin. Then we're going to Buffalo, Kilo, Bravo, Uniform, Foxtrot. Put that in the destination right there. Wait till it loads. Excellent. Our flight number today is Sun Country 1057. So let's load that in there as well. Good. Co-route, I believe, is the alternate, but we're not going to worry about that because the weather is looking just fine. Totally fine. It's going to be a fun approach into Buffalo. Let's see. Cool. So what we do from there is we're going to do our departure. So KMSP departure. Normally they would have us taxi all the way to 30 right, so let's go ahead and do 30 right. Let's keep it as realistic as possible. 30 right, and we are doing the Wellstone 7 departure, and we are actually not doing the Green Bay transition this time. We are ending at Wellstone, so let's go to route. We'll activate that, execute, and then go to the next page and verify that Wellstone is the last point, which it is. Good. And then from Wellstone, we're going to be direct Wisconsin. So, Whiskey, India, Sierra, Charlie, November. And then from Wisconsin, we're going direct to the Tango Victor Charlie VOR. Tango Victor Charlie. And then from there, it's going to be Nosik, November, Oscar, Sierra, India, Kilo. Like so. And then from Nosik, we're going to Duvep, Delta Uniform, Victor, Echo Papa. And that is the last waypoint. There is no arrival into Buffalo, so we're just going to execute that. But what we are going to do is, right now, while there is no ATC online at Buffalo, we're going to do a wind check at Buffalo and determine what runway we're going to want to come into. Winds are 340 at 12, so we could do runway 32 theoretically, but I don't know if I really want to do a short field attempt on a wet runway. So we're going to do a little math here, so 20 degrees, 50 degrees. So the winds are really more in favor of runway 5. By like 10 degrees, but the storm system here is moving towards the east, so what are the winds expected to do? They're gonna pretty much be chilling from the north. Huh. You know what? Screw it, we're going to give ourselves a challenge today. So we're going to do the ILS 3.2, and we're going to skip the transition. So we'll go to route here, and we'll just do this. We'll execute like so, and then we'll get rid of the discontinuity. And our flight plan looks A-okay. So I guess we're landing runway 32 at Buffalo. Little challenge, a short field for us. Sweet. Alright, go back to route. Now we're going to go to the perf in it. We're going to pull up our flight plan page once again. Alright, cool. So I actually remembered to load the passengers and everything this time. You know what I didn't remember to do though was set the parking brake. One of these days I'll get that. Alright, so the zero fuel weight we're dealing with today is 122.5. So we're going to throw that in there. Gross weight definitely matches 137.8. Yep, that makes sense to me. Reserves today are going to be 4.5. Cost index, it wants us to do 35, okay. So not as much saving money today. Alright, cruising at flight level 350. Put that in the top right. Top of climb winds, we're looking at 290 at 57. Outside air temperature is looking fine. Transition altitude is fine. We'll execute that profile. We'll go to the N1 limit now. And this is where we're going to go to the handy dandy. Oh no. No. That stinks. How interesting. Okay. So what we'll have to do is we'll keep a Navigraph on standby here. Well, did have to update the sim today, and I flew the Coronado Piper Archer a little bit earlier, and it was acting weird, and now this is acting weird, so I wonder if the newest update is messing with some stuff. Who knows? But no tablet today. Alright, so in that case, we're just gonna try and make it up on our own. We don't really need to derate. What I will say is the select temperature is typically like 35 or something like that, so let's go ahead and do 35. Okay, and we'll do, we'll leave it at that normal takeoff detemp. That's fine. So we'll go to takeoff, flaps 5, cool. We'll copy and paste the CG trim, cool, 25.9, and our V speeds are looking to be 133, 135, and 144. Makes sense to me. All right. So we got our performance, we got our route, and we're just going to make sure that I'm not missing anything here. So perf, takeoff, approach. Well, we don't need approach yet, so I done. Cool. All right, I think our FMC is loaded. Cool. So while we're here, we're just going to do the TCAS test now that the IRSs are aligned. We get the bars, we get the blips on the MFD.
TCAS test pass.
Cool, so TCAS is good. And then we're going to run the GPWS, Ground Proximity Warning System, if I could ever speak, which the button is right there.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Alright, seems like the GPWS is working really nicely. Alright, so we'll come over top here, and we'll assume that passengers are about loaded, and we'll get ourselves ready for push and start. Alright, so this is all good. We're going to go ahead and flip the yaw damper on here, verify that that light extinguishes, which it does. Cool. Fuel pumps can all come on. I don't believe we have anything in the center tank. No, we don't, so the center pumps can stay off. Flip this over to Gen 1, so when we flip to engine generators, we'll get an immediate indication because we know the APU is working just fine. Seatbelt signs are on. We'll go ahead and flip those probe heats on. And then hydraulic pumps are coming on. The lights are extinguishing, and we'll look at brake pressure here, and we are in the green. Look at that. Good, good. Recirc fan, fine. Alright, looks good to me. Everything's about set, and I think we can go ahead and get ourselves ready for pushback. Alright, so we're going to pull our little pushback plug-in here. Going to pre-plan the plug-in, and we're pushing back onto Delta. So we'll plan for that, and we're going to be facing that way. That looks good to me. And then we're going to verify that ATC is still not online, which they are not. So pushback will be at our discretion. I'm going to verify the CTAV frequency over here. I believe it was 126.7. Yeah, it was 126.7. Cool. So let's go ahead and tune that. At 126.7, and let's go ahead and get our en route CTAF on standby while we're at it so we can stay ahead of the aircraft. Looks good there. Cool. And then we can get the jetway pushed back, or actually we'll close the door first. Doors, close the door. Look at that, closed and locked. Can we arm it? Or is that only for the iFly Max? I think it's only for the iFly Max. That's fine. Oh well. Alright. Let's get the beacon turned on real quick, and then we'll pull the jet bridge away. And then we'll remove the chocks. I do see the jet bridge moving away, which is good. And hey, Mr. Kevin Leinert, how we doing, huh? Welcome, welcome, Kevin. We are just about to push back. I'm gonna verify that everything's in place. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. All right, let's request the pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
All right. And now we just wait for the tug to hook up. And I'm very excited finally getting back into simming and flying the good old 737. And today we conclude sunny August, 2 months later.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Sweet, sweet.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Okay. And real quick, I'm just going to make a call to Minneapolis traffic. Minneapolis traffic, Sun Country 1057 is at Terminal 2. We are going to be pushing back onto Delta, Minneapolis. Alright, brakes release.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
And the
Yeah,
Sun
we'll
Country
start in the
next to me
sequence.
is still there. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Oh, what the heck? Why? For some reason, the pushback always like auto changes my frequency when it shouldn't. Okay. Packs are coming off. Okay. APU bleed is on. ISOL valve is open. That's good. Right ignition can go to ground. We'll look for the change in duct pressure, which we do have a rise. There we go. Start valve is open on the right side, and N2 is rising. And we're listening to the wonderful sounds, because we do have Boris Audio Works with this aircraft. Oh yeah, look at that. And 25% N2, introducing fuel.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Okay, parking brake
Parking
set.
brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Alright, engine number 2
Holding
is
position,
stable.
waiting
We
for
have
the
a good
visual.
start.
Thank you and goodbye.
And we can get rid of this plug-in now, and the tug is going to disappear from in front of us. Come up to the top here, and now we're going to turn the left ignition to ground and watch the duct pressure rise, which we got. Start valve is open on the left side. N2 is rising. And we got beautiful bass coming out of this. Oh, and you know what? I was spaced out for a second, and we're going to introduce fuel because we're above 25% into. Been hearing weird noises in my headset. It sounds like someone's whistling at me. I don't know what's going on. No, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Alright, it looks like we have a stable start for engine number 1 as well. Alright, we'll get ourselves ready to taxi. So coming up top here, everything looks good. Engine gens are coming on. Look at that, positive amps. Looking good. APU's coming off. Alright, seatbelt signs are on. Everything's good up here. Packs are going to auto. ISL valve to auto. Engine bleeds are on and APU bleed is off. Cool. And the lights are all looking good. Sweet. Let's come down here. Flight directors are coming on. We are going to set the flaps to 5. And auto brakes to RTO. And are we going to get flight control? Oh, we have flight controls on our page. Look at that. Okay. Nice. So we'll come here. We got right aileron and spoiler, left aileron down, left aileron and spoiler up, right aileron down, elevator full forward, full aft, rudder right, rudder left. Flight controls are free and correct. So that looks good. We are flaps 5, brakes are RTO, flight directors are on. We're about ready to taxi, but I'm going to see if there's something specific that's making my headset make weird noises. I'm not really... Yeah, okay. It's probably going to throw me off the whole flight, but I'm just getting some weird noises in my headset. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to turn the dome light off. We're going to turn our taxi light on, and we are ready to taxi. We're going to look around, check VPilot, or not VPilot, VATSIM radar, see if anyone's on the ground here. We are on the right communication frequency. That Sun Country is still at his gate. That's good. Oh, and that's actually an arrival. He's just been sitting there forever. Cool. Alright. And we're going to 30 right. And I forget my tablet's not working. So yeah, we're just going to have to use Navigraph over here. Pull up the airport info. Oh, way too bright. There we go. Alright, so we're just going to end up taking Delta and Papa to runway 30 right now. Alright, cool. Minneapolis traffic, Sun Country 1057 is at Terminal 2. We're going to be taking Delta, Papa to runway 30 right, Minneapolis. Alright, brakes are off. Let's go ahead and begin our taxi and get this show on the road for the first time in 2 months. We're just going straight on Delta all the way to Papa, which is probably about a good mile away. But for the sake of realism, we are heading to the east from this airport, and that's what 30 right is typically used for, is departures to the east, so. Right, and we are about to cross a runway, and no one is in the immediate area. There is no crash bar anymore. That's interesting. Okay. Minneapolis traffic, Sun Country 1057 is crossing runway 30 left on Delta, Minneapolis. Having to do way too many things at once here. My OBS got rid of my control panel for some reason, so I'm just pulling that back up. Minneapolis traffic, Sun Country 1057 is clear of 30 left on Delta, taking Delta Papa to 30 right, Minneapolis. Oh, you know what I did forget to do is turn on my strobes. Oops. Oh, we'll know that for next time. It's a solid 13 degrees Celsius out here, which is a little on the cooler side. Alright, so Quebec is coming up on the right, so Papa is going to be the next right turn. And did I turn any lights off? Yes, I did. Okay. We're making a right turn here. Okay. And we are now on taxiway Papa. Still hearing that weird noise in my headset, and I have no idea where it's coming from. Didn't start until I used the pushback plugin, which is really interesting. I wonder if I pull that up again. No, that didn't really do anything. Oh. Slowing down, let's speed it up. Alright, finally we are coming up on 30 right, and we are looking good for takeoff. Clear on both sides. Alright. Landing lights are coming on, strobes are coming on. We are set for takeoff. Minneapolis traffic, Sun Country 1057 is taking runway 30 right. We're departing eastbound on the Wellstone 7 departure, Minneapolis. Alright. Let's go ahead and get ourselves lined up with the runway here. Go ahead and do 40% N1. Verify engines are stable. Right, engine stabilized, and oh, you know what? Arm the auto throttle and tow gun. All right, airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Cross check. Relieve the back pressure. V1's coming up actually very soon.
V1, rotate. V2.
Nice and easy. Alright, gear up. And we'll go 20 degrees nose up pitch to begin with. Do some forward trim. Got the inner marker going. Alright, and at 3,000 feet we'll lower the nose. Okay. And we'll make a right turn. We're going to head about 360 to begin with. And as we pick up speed, we'll start working out flaps. So flaps are going to go to 1 now. We'll arm VNAV and LNAV. And I think it's safe to go direct to our waypoint at this time, so let's go ahead and execute that. And we'll pick up some more speed. We'll stay with our flight directors. And flaps are up. And we are flying this by hand for now. Re-intercepting our track. Alright, and let's go ahead and arm the autopilot. Look at that. Alright. Gear lever is going to go to the off position. The auto brakes are going to off because the gear is up. The flaps are retracted. And we're looking good on everything else so far. $250 knots. Studying the climb. Everything is good here. Alright. And we'll sync our heading. Alright, 10,000 feet, notify the flight attendants. And we'll get the landing lights off, taxi light comes off. And Probably should have had the wing inspection light on, but that's fine. There's no clouds. We're not suspecting any icing. Airspeed is starting to climb, so we're getting faster now that we're above 10,000 feet. Look at that, just where we want to be. Alright. Coming near to the FMC, just going to go to the climb page. We have 290 knots until we intercept Mach 0.77. The speeds are really tweaking out there. I'm not sure why that's happening, to be honest with you. Okay. Well, it's not doing anything to the plane, so I guess we won't worry as much about it. We'll just be ready in case things go haywire. All right. Look at that, we are in the air. We got beautiful Minneapolis area. I believe that is St. Paul's downtown Holman Field right there. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, you know what? That might actually be Lake Elmo. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Kevin. Yes, sir. Alright. So currently we're in the climb out. 18,000 feet is coming up very shortly. Alright, 18,000 feet. Altimeters are going to standard. And we are looking good for the rest of the climb. Alright. Alright, Mr. Kevin, how's the stream quality? How's everything holding up from the viewer's end? Good, excellent, love to hear it. My YouTube control panel disappeared for a little bit, and then it told me that it wasn't getting enough video for something, and showing about 1,500 dropped frames, but quickly, you know, corrected itself, and now I'm not having as many issues. So just wanted to make sure it was all set up good. All right, and everything looks good too. It's not just not stuttering, but the video quality itself is good. Sweet. Thank you, thank you. Now, if I can only figure out why I'm getting some weird noises in my headset. Like, what is actually happening? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he got by Nightbot. Alright, so I disabled the emoji spamming thing for now. I didn't think you were even going all that aggressive with it either. Yeah, I don't know. Nightbot's pretty strict, I guess. Let me see. Is there anything I can do with this? Limit emails. Oh, there we go. Oh, you know what? I can change the number of emotes you're allowed to put before it's considered spamming. Right now, the limit is 3. Yeah, you really weren't going that crazy, but I guess the limit is 3 for the emojis. Yeah, maybe I'll raise it up to 5. That's kind of low. Oh, it's gonna get you again. Yep, there it is. Seconds.
Minneapolis shop, United 732 on a 13-mile bomb road 1830 left from Minneapolis.
Oh, totally forgot to switch to en route CTAF. Interesting. How do I pull you out of timeout? That's what I want to know. I don't know if I can definitely gotta pull you. Top chatters. We're almost at our cruise altitude, like 10 minutes. Wow, that's a long one. Change that to 5 first off. How do I pull you out? Oh, 1,000 to go. I think I might have solved the issue. Ooh, Buffalo Approach just signed on. Alright. So we might actually get some ATC while we're there. Oops. Alright, so we're at cruise. Air is running pretty smooth, so we'll turn the fasten seatbelt signs off. And then we just monitor the flight. We'll sit back, relax, enjoy some of these amazing views. And yeah. Kevin, your timeout should be done at 9:12. I can't figure out for the life of me how to get you out of timeout. Yeah, I don't know. But we'll just have to wait it out. Alright, now that we're in cruise, feel free to move about the cabin. do what you need to do. Looking at about hour 15, maybe an hour of cruise. And then we descend down into Buffalo and we come to the conclusion of our sunny August in October. Alright. Hey, we got Toasty Oats in the house. Wait a minute. Didn't I make you a mod? Or do you have a new YouTube channel? Weird, because I thought you were a mod. I swear you were already... I didn't unmod you, unless it's because I haven't streamed in like 2 months. I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. Might have changed my email, but I don't think that would remove mod privileges. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it did, because I had you as one, and I've never had to re-add you. I don't know, is there a way for me to go see what my list is? My mod list, if you will? Does that even exist? Trying to get back into this thing. By the way, vertical OBS had an update. Vertical doesn't work anymore. I get a pop-up every time I load OBS up, so there goes that idea. Kevin, are we still in the house? Are you out of your timeout? Hey Toasty, is there any way to like hit the rewind button on real life and go back to Sunday? Hit the skies in real life again? Hey, he's back. So, Kevin, I made you a regular on Nightbot. So, I think you should be able to do the emojis or whatever have you. I don't know. It's funny how you live to test the limits of Nightbot. Yeah, you love testing those limits. It's like you live for it. Yeah, I know you do. You are like dictionary definition troll. Okay, so clearly my changes to settings didn't work. Where? Okay, so it has user regular. And I went to chat moderation. Why is it still doing that? Is it, see, now I'm confused. Are you in a timeout now? Yeah, you are. Why? Can I not? Interesting. Well, I thought I changed it, but it doesn't look like my changes are saving, so I guess you're just gonna have to access caps and symbols. Oh wait, hang on a second. What's going on? Oh. Okay, so it turns out that I'm just stupid. Alright, I was setting up for the wrong thing. Alright, so the limit is 8 symbols. That makes sense. Oh my goodness, alright. But now that I changed it, you might still be stuck in a timeout. Hey, Toasty, you still on? Buffalo Approach was online for a solid like 5 minutes, and now they're not anymore. Well, it looks like we're back to no ATC. And it has appeared that we have lost Toasty. That's unfortunate. I'm trying to figure out where that That sounds good. Probably be a good idea to go to the front, make sure everything's looking okay. Yep, everything's good, just really need a heading sync. Yep, there we go, feels looking good, 9.6. How far to our top of descent? We're still looking at, yeah, like maybe just under 300 miles. Nice. Engine gauges are looking good. Speed is looking phenomenal. Cruise 0.776 is what our plan is. Yep, and that seems to be where we're at. Excellent. You know what I should do is get the approach. Oops, no, I don't want that. Get the approach into Buffalo loaded up. Pull up the charts, make sure we're set up pretty well. ILS localizer 3.2, pull that up. Sweet, hide. Alright. Oh, it looks like there's a procedure turn at Alma. And we have 1 minute lags, okay. So this is a timed hold over here. And I'm trying to figure out what direction it is we're going to be coming from. Okay. So we're kind of going to be coming from like, we're going to pretty much be passing right over Niagara Falls. And that's pretty north-northwest. So we're going to be coming from the opposite direction essentially. And minimum safe altitude is 2,800. We should be at 3,500 for Alma anyway, so yeah, we'll be, or actually that might not be true. Where's the auto marker here? GB auto marker. Oh, that's Plaz. So 270, so anything here, technically 3,900, but if we're back coursing here, 3,500 should be a-okay. So we'll plan on that. And just to stay ahead of the game, we're going to go to our FMC and reload the approach. So we got KBUF. We're already doing the ILS 32, but we're going to start it at Elma. And then go to our legs and just verify that everything looks correct. So yeah, it's got that procedure turn. Good. Throw Elma after DUVEP. Yep. No discontinuities. We'll execute that. Still looks good. And now we have the same flight plan, but with the procedure turn loaded, since we are coming from almost the opposite direction. Stuff to know, and then we'll plug in more approach information later on in the flight. Alright, Kevin is back. I think I put the correct setting on, so I think you should be able to do emojis now, but based off of your timeouts in the past, I'm not sure if you want to play with fire or not. Looks like we're starting to fly more towards the weather that's going on in the Buffalo area right now. Let's see what the radar is saying. Alright, so over Buffalo itself, it does look like the showers are finally breaking up and coming to an end. But we do still have some cloud cover going, and that cloud cover is expected to stick around So might not have precipitation on the way into Buffalo on our approach, but we certainly are going to have some cloud cover, and we'll get a little bit of some actual IMC time in the sim. That'll be cool. We'll see about that. Spamming words and phrases. What? It like says you're doing something different every time. What is what? Yeah, I wouldn't even just. Everything. So all right, well, in that case, I can't get Nightbot to not put you in timeout, so I guess we know that you can't spam. I don't know what that's about. If Toasty was still here, he might be able to help me a little bit. How you liking the view of the clouds? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it... Because, like, it said stop spamming emotes. So, I tried to fix that setting. Then it reverted to symbols. And so I changed the symbols one, too. But now it's saying words / phrases. I don't know, man. It just is what it is. I guess you can't be a troll anymore. Pretty nice even at night, yeah, honestly. Well, I think there's like a fuller moon tonight. Yeah, the moon's pretty full, so we're getting a lot more light down here, so you can see these clouds a lot better. Oh, interesting. There's like a gap right over here. Alright, a little less than 160 miles from top of descent, so getting the ILS-32 configured will be coming up shortly. So we'll enjoy some more relaxing wing views, and in just a few minutes we'll start preparing for our arrival into Buffalo. Well, this is fun. I'm looking at VATSIM radar, and there are 3 arrivals ahead of me into Buffalo, all within the next, like, 20 minutes, so I'm probably going to miss them all, but looks like one guy, I don't know what runway he was setting up for or what he was doing, but he made some kind of really strange, you know, U-turn, and it looks like he's shooting the approach for runway 5. And then there's a guy, a Southwest coming in, who looks like he's about to land runway 23, so he's shooting the approach for the opposite runway that someone is landing on right now. But luckily, seems like this citation longitude is gonna be able to land on his own after these two do whatever it is they're doing. And I'm curious. Nope, he is not on the correct frequency. Neither of these kids are on the correct frequency. So weird. Wait a minute. That's the approach frequency. What are these guys doing? Oh, you know what? The southwest is actually still at 10,000 feet, so he's not shooting the approach for 2-3. But is he online or is he not? I can't tell if Buffalo Approach is online or not because the ATISes are showing available, but Approach is not. And all of these aircraft are on the approach frequency. Weird. Alright, well, we're about 80 nautical miles from top of descent. So what we're going to do is get ready for the approach. So the approach frequency, the localizer is 109.905. 109.905. We're going to get that in both of our nav radios. 109.905. Good. The approach course is 318. So let's go ahead and set that. On both sides. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we want to be 2,300 by the final approach fix, but you know, we're going to enter the procedure turn at 3,500, and this is assuming approach is not online, which it seems like he might be. Minimums, we're looking at 913, so let's go ahead and set those. Minimums, make sure it's on Barrow, which it is. Good. 913. Airport elevation 727. Good. Touchdown zone elevation 713. Missed approach is climb to 3,000. Direct Yoku, which is basically runway heading. And then, excuse me. And on track 235 to Susky and hold. So runway heading to Yoku and then 235 to Susky, and we'll hold. And this looks like it's going to be a teardrop entry into the missed approach hold. Cool. And again, procedure turn at 3,500, and then once we cross back over Alma inbound, we'll descend down to 2,300, and then we'll intercept the glide slope, it looks like, at Depew over here, and then we'll follow it down. And again, our minimums are 913. We do have Mauser lighting with Pappies, that's good. And visibility, yep, 913, 200 feet, and we're looking at half a mile of visibility minimum. And let's see if there's any approach lighting outages. No, there's not. Alright, so we'll leave it there for now. And then lastly, we'll just set our approach VREF speeds. Go to Init ref, we got the approach ref, and with flaps 30, we're looking at a speed of 141. I usually like to add 5 to that, so we're going to do flaps 30 VRF speed of 146. And put that into place, and it shows up in the bottom left corner here. So we have our speed set up, and we are looking good to go. We're going to start descending relatively shortly, so fasten seatbelt signs are coming on. And our descent speeds for our VNAV are all looking good. Okay. And we are starting to approach some of that weather that I was talking about earlier. We got some clouds up here. It's looking very good. Just because there's a possibility that approach is online, I'm just going to have my scratch pad ready to go just in case. VATSIM radar is not showing them online. I wonder if that spy would actually tell us. Oh, yeah, look at that. It is in fact saying that he's online. Alright, well, we're just going to continue as planned. And we're just going to go all the way down to 3,500. What are the winds doing now in Buffalo? .340 at 1.1. Okay. Well, our VNAV set. We're set for descent, so let's go ahead and descend now. And yeah, VATSPY is showing Buffalo approach online. And it's 12615, so we'll get that on standby. Curious why they're not showing online on VATSIM radar. Is VATSIM radar just that broken? It looks like he's using runway 5, so I have a feeling he's going to vector us for runway 5. So let's go ahead and redo everything we just did and change to runway 5. So approach. ILS runway 5. Alright. So we're looking at 108.5 now. Good. That's at the localizer frequency. Approach course is 055. Don't know what I was thinking there. Okay, 055, and the minimums are 908. So we'll change that just a little bit. Okay, 908. And touchdown zone elevation for this one is 708, so even a little bit lower. Okay, if we have to go missed, we'll climb to 3000 direct travel and hold, and that one's going to be a parallel entry, and then we'll stay in the hold until advised to leave. Looking for 4000 by Zobso, but I have a feeling we're going to get vectors. So we're going to be down at 2300 to the outer marker, Plaz, and we'll intercept the ILS from there. And we'll go down to 908, and we're looking for a half-mile of visibility or an RVR of 1800 feet. We're not looking at low visibility at all, so we'll be able to do this approach just fine. We do have low clouds, but not low enough to make me worried about having to go missed. And, you know, since we're doing that as well, we'll have to change in the FMC. So, now we're expecting the ILS runway 5. We're going to go to a legs page. We're direct duve up right now, which is fine. And we're just going to make sure that there's no discontinuities. We'll execute that. And we're set up for the ILS runway 5. So it's going to be a little bit of a sturdy crosswind, but nothing undoable. It's weird. Everyone who is online is showing online on VATSIM radar except for Buffalo Approach. It's honestly really weird. Belts fastened, that is good. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if you've been listening, but for some reason on a VATSIM radar, Buffalo Approach is not showing online, but he absolutely is. Oh, we got a Southwest have to go mist or something. That's interesting. But he is showing online on VATSIM, which I believe. So I do believe we have approach online coming into Buffalo, and I want to contact him early so he can tell me what to expect, but I don't know if he's going to tell me anything, because I'm pretty far outside of his controlling area. We do have a FedEx MD-11 crossing from our left to right. You can see these clouds picking up too, so we're definitely going to get a solid approach into the airport. Kind of curious what altitude he controls up to. It doesn't really say, does it? How close am I to the airport here? Looks like I'm about 50 miles away, so still a little far out to call, but I think I'll give him a call when I'm within 40 miles just to see what exactly he wants me to do. So change our altitude bug here to 4,000 just to make sure. He'll probably give us down to 2-3. Total air temperature is now in the positives, so no worries about icing there. And what I should do is probably check Buffalo's altimeter. That'd be smart. Buffalo altimeter is 29er, 9er, 9er. Okay, and we are below 18,000, so we'll set the altimeter to 9er, 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 then notify the flight attendants of final descent. And the camera comes on as we are beginning our approach into Buffalo. Now I do have the approach frequency on standby, and if I don't hear a V-pilot alert come out, I'm going to switch myself and ask him what it is he wants us to do. What? randomly got disconnected by vPilot. Interesting. Oh. Oh, what is happening? Huh. Guess I got a very random frame drop. I don't know. Huh. That was unfortunate to see. Weird. Right on, so about 40 miles out. I'll probably call him just before I cross over Duvet because he'll probably give me a heading outside of that upon leaving that waypoint. Everything else looks good besides landing lights. Could keep the wing lights on for good practice. Total air temperature is now positive 14 Celsius, so yeah, icing is of no concern to me. Okay. 10,000 feet is coming up. The aircraft should be able to slow down below 250. Hopefully. Might have to throw in some drag. FMC usually tells me if I do have to throw in drag. And we are in the clouds, so why don't we go ahead and turn landing lights on now. Oh, what do the taxi lights do? So I will kind of want to see the clouds. They don't really show anything. Okay, taxi lights off for now until we get cleared to land. And let's see. The VATSIM is still showing Buffalo Approach online. Yes, it is. Alright, why don't we just give him a call? Oh, I get the alert as soon as I decide to switch over. 12615, alright. Cool. Buffalo Approach, good evening. Sun Country 1057, descending through 10,100.
Sun Country 1057 Buffalo Approach. Ident, please.
Alright, he wants us to ident, so we're going to do that real quick. There we go.
Sun Country 1057, radar contact, the Buffalo altimeter 2999er, set to maintain 6,000, turn right heading 180, expect the Alice runway 5 approach.
Alright, right heading 180, descend and maintain 6,000 and expect the ILS runway 5 approach, Sun Country 1057. Alright, so now we're getting into heading mode, so we're heading 180, descending to 6,000, we're expecting the ILS runway 5, and since we are getting vectors, I'm going to expect down to 2,300 relatively quickly here. And we are set up for the runway 5 approach. It's a good thing we switched on over. Landing lights are on. The aircraft is slowing down just fine, which is good. I should have cross-checked that. as I was reading 10,000, but oh well. So he wants 6,000 and 180. Oh, now it's showing on VATSIM radar.
Country 1057, turn right heading 190.
Right 190 for Sun Country 1057.
Southwest 214, welcome to Buffalo. 18 will exit right, taxi to parking via Alpha, cross runway 32 on Alpha.
Taxi to parking via Alpha, cross 23 on Alpha.
Pretty sure that's the Southwest that failed to
Close,
land.
Cross 32 on Alpha.
3-2 on Alpha, sorry, that's a power position.
Yep, no worries. Have a good day and apologies for the go around there.
Oh, he made... So the controller made him go around. Makes sense.
Sun Country 1057, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descend and maintain 4,000, Sun Country 1057. Alright, and pretty soon here I am going to start slowing down. We're in VNAV mode right now, which is fine. However, I might switch over pretty soon here. So yeah, we're going to start slowing down now. We're going to try and get down to about 210 knots from here. So we'll introduce some drag just to help us get slower. Just because of the angle that we're coming in on this approach, I don't want to be too fast. Alright. So we are slowing down rather nicely. We're at 5,200, so we're coming in. Keep coming in and out of the top of the cloud layer here. I feel like I might need a delay vector here or something. It's going to be cutting it close. What does he want me to do? Is he gonna have me make like a right 270 type deal? That's what it's looking like.
Sun Country 1057, 3 miles from Zabso. Turn left heading 080, maintain 4,000 until established. Cleared out approach runway 5.
Left heading 080, maintain 4,000 until established. Cleared ILS runway 5, Sun Country 1057. Cool. So we're clear for the approach. Okay, yeah, this is going to provide a good intercept. He was kind of scaring me for a second there, but he seems to have it handled. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, so now we're going to start slowing down a little more. We're going to bring it back to about 180. And I'm looking for that glide slope to come in. I do see the white triangle on standby over here. So we'll wait for that. arm the approach. Okay. And it does seem to be intercepting, which is good. And we'll turn on Command B for a dual channel. Oh, I guess just a hair late on the turn. Okay, glide slope is coming in, so let's go ahead and do flaps 5. And we'll match our heading. Okay, glide slope intercept is coming. Right, there it is, gears coming down. Alright, 3 greens down here, 3 greens up top, sweet. We'll do auto brakes to 3, and we'll arm the speed brake if we can find it. Oh, you know what? I still got them deployed. What am I doing? This is why proficiency is important. Okay. Alright, so we are kind of a little bit in the soup. I can kind of see the runway poking through, though, so we'll be able to land this no problem. We're on the glide slope on the localizer, looking good there. Slow it down to about 165, and then we'll get flaps 15.
Sun Country 1057, wind 3607, runway 5, clear to land.
Cleared to land, taxi light on. Runway 5, cleared to land, Sun Country 1057. Alright. Sweet. I never get ATC in the Buffalo area, so that's kind of nice. Alright, we'll go 155. We'll go flaps 25. Speed brakes armed. Auto brakes are armed. Flaps are coming down, gears down. Looking good there. Yeah, that is quite a sturdy crosswind we're fighting right now. There's the auto marker. Okay, we're going to go flaps 30 at 146. It was a long time for the auto marker. Alright, we're looking good. Auto throttle is going to come off. And we're shooting for 146 knots. We're at 148, so that's good. Don't want to get too slow, which we're kind of dropping down right now, so let's add some speed. Coming in on very nicely. Solid 150, that's fine.
1,000.
Does seem like the wind might be doing just a little bit of gusting, nothing crazy, but keep just an extra knot or two to fight any potential loss of airspeed. Alright, we're taking it from hand, taking it by hand from here, is what I meant to say.
500.
We'll bring it in nicely. Don't want to get too slow. Glide slope's looking nice. Don't want to fall off.
400.
Yeah, we do have just a slight bit of gustiness, but we're not losing our speed, so that's good. We're getting a lot of yawing motion here. Continue. good, looking good. Don't want to get too high.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Nice and smooth. Touchdown. There we go. Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn my landing rate calculator on. Keep on that center line. Yeah, I guess we're going to need almost the whole runway.
Sun Country 1057, welcome to Buffalo. When April, exit right. Taxi parking via Alpha. Cross runway 32 at Alpha.
Alright, right when able, and then taxi to parking via Alpha, cross runway 32 on Alpha, Sun Country 1057. Have a great night.
You too.
Way sweet. Alright.
Catching all stations on this frequency. Buffalo approach is closed. Have a good night.
Oh, he was waiting for me. How nice of him. Sweet. Alright, so we got the speed brakes stowed. We're going to get the flaps all retracted. And the auto brakes are off. Good. And let's come up top here. Turn off the strobes for now and the wing inspections. And then the landing lights can come off. If I can find them. Don't want to go off the taxiway here. We are taxiing kind of fast, so let's go ahead and slow that down just a little bit. Well, I forgot to turn on my replay and my landing calculator, so that's unfortunate. But, you know, that's what happens when you don't stream for how long. Man, this, oh, you know what? My throttles are up, that's why. Alright, we're clear on both sides, and we were cleared to cross, so landing lights are coming back on. Oh, my strobes never came off? What? Okay. Cool. And we're going to skip this first turn off, and we're going to go on the second one, and we're going to wrap around, because Sun Country does park at gate 11, as we know. And we're clear of the runway. Oops, didn't want that. I want the strobes off, not the taxi light. I need the taxi light while I'm taxiing. Alright, APU gen is available. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Before I shut down and the plane goes dark. Because I've done that how many times now? Alright, yeah. That landing wasn't too bad, just a hair beyond the touchdown zone markers, which is where I wanted to touch down, but not too shabby. It was a smoother landing, and especially for the crosswind and me not flying the sim forever, I'm pretty satisfied with that. And when I dropped the nose down, did try and veer off the runway a little bit on me, but nothing crazy, and I got back on that center line, and that's what matters. Alright, and of course gate 11 is at this really weird angle, so we're just going to take it slow. Pass by it just a little bit. And start cranking that turn. And the taxi light can come off so we don't blind the rampers. Sweet. Slowing down just a little bit. Just fine. And we'll just go to external view and make sure we're on the line. Our nose wheel is, but we would wind up parked a little crooked if we left it like that. So let's do this. There we go. Now we're looking better. Now it's looking on point. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. My view was going haywire on me. Okay, one more throttle, just keep it moving. I want to be on that first line. There we go. Right there, that'll work. Alright, parking brakes coming on. Engines are getting killed, APU bleed's coming on. ISL valve is open. Below 20% N1, the beacon is coming off. And we'll turn the dome light on here. Good. Fuel pumps off except for left forward. APU gen, we're getting positive amperage. That's good. Window heats can come off. And sweet. Let's get the jet bridge hooked up, shall we? Place some chocks. Jet bridge is coming in. And of course, get the door open and allow the passengers to deboard the aircraft. Bang. Alright. Neat. Alright, there we go. So now we're just going to make sure that the aircraft is in a turnaround state. Yaw damper can come off. Fuel pumps are off. APU gen is on. That's good. Seatbelt signs are off. Window heats are off. Good. Probe heats can come off. Hydraulic pumps off. Packs are on. ISL valve is open. APU bleed. Excellent. We're good there. Alright. Everything up top looks good. And down here looks good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Buffalo Niagara International. And, one sec. Hey, give me 1 second, alright?
Is anyone on the phone?
I'm just, concluding my stream. Hang on. Alright, so anyway, like I was saying, welcome to Buffalo Niagara. That was a pretty decent stream right there. You know, for not streaming in 2 months, I handled that pretty well. I did forget to turn on my landing rate calculator and the replay as well. But, you know, we made it. We had a decent landing. Could have been a little bit better, but not too bad. And, yeah, it feels good to be back into it. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to stream, if I'm going to be able to come back to it regularly or not. Like I said, I had to pick up a second job on top of instructing just to get by. So hopefully I can find more stream time to squeeze in there, but you know, we'll see. But this is the conclusion of our sunny August that we never really got to do, and it's kind of sad because I was excited for that whole idea that I had, but of course it never goes through. But yeah, so that's about all I've got for tonight. I'm going to try and keep you guys updated on when streams are coming and when they're not, and we'll go from there. But hope you guys have a great day or night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And thanks to anyone who tuned in. Thanks Kevin for stopping by. Toasty Oats was a pretty good flight. Thank you very much. And anyone else who may have stopped by. But yeah, alright. You guys have a great night, and until next time, we will see you.